3 police officers arrested over their involvement in a robbery in Eastleigh this past weekend will be remanded for 10 days to allow police more time to firm up investigations. Police are also looking for 3 other suspects on the run. NTV's Zainab Ismail has the update on the latest case of bad cops gone worse, even as the Independent Policing Oversight Authority investigates 2,000 cases of police officers accused of murder, assault, bribery and causing bodily harm.
3 police officers and a Cameroonian national who were caught on camera on Saturday stealing 6 million shillings from 2 businessmen in a dramatic incident in Nairobi's Eastleigh area were today paraded in court. The 3, Wilson Cheruyot, Daniel Kipkoror and Alex Kandia, will be detained for 10 more days at the Pangani police station to allow for further investigations. But cases of bad apples in the force are on the rise, as evident in the number of cases where police officers have run afoul of the very law they swore to uphold.
This is just rogue officers who goes out of our norms and commit crime. The assurance I'm giving to you, we are strictly bringing those indisciplined officers into record and dealing with them.
As IPOA, we do not condone criminal actions by the police officers at all. And our position is, if this happens, then at that point they are not acting in their capacity as police officers, but as criminals.
The Independent Police Oversight Authority has received a total of 13,618 complaints against police officers. Out of this, 2,256 cases have been investigated and closed. 188 were closed due to lack of evidence. 52 are under further investigations, while 160 files are being reviewed by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. 21 have been referred to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission and the National Police Service Commission. Investigations into 1,622 cases is still pending. IPOA received a total of 3,237 complaints against police officers this year, compared to 2,339 last year. Since 2011, 67 police officers have been arraigned in court. 60 of those cases involved murder.
To demonstrate to the people of Kenya how committed and disciplined we are, these matters are investigated. The officers who are involved are disciplined, they are disarmed, they are removed from our records, and we take them to court so that a competent court of law determines their guilt, and there are police officers actually who have been sentenced by court for making mistakes.
Could it have things to do with maybe welfare issues? Is it just that we have a few of the bad apples within the bigger basket that are inclined to crime? I think the best service we can give to this nation is try to find out what is driving this kind of behavior.
IPOA has managed only 6 successful convictions so far. The National Police Service last year introduced an internal reporting system under the Internal Affairs Unit known as the Anonymous Reporting Information System, where the public can anonymously complain against rogue officers. Zainab Ismail, NTV.
It's now emerged that one of the police officers in the Eastleigh robbery and now on the run went rogue a while back. A woman has stepped forward to accuse Police Constable Mwaniki of working with a group of conmen to defraud her of 750 million shillings 2 months ago. She claims the conmen used the officers to arrest her on trumped-up charges and then stole from her. NTV's Brenda Wanga brings us those details.
He is a man on the run, identified only as Constable Mwaniki. He has been missing since the 6 million shillings Eastleigh hotel heist, a daring robbery that saw police officers from the Kayole police station brazenly attack and rob 2 businessmen of their money. While his colleagues are already in court, Mwaniki is nowhere to be found, and so is the 2.5 million shillings of the loot, at least for now. Mwaniki, it would appear, is not new to this kind of criminal activity. Julia, not her real name, spoke to NTV on condition of anonymity and says she has suffered emotional and financial stress at the hands of Mwaniki and this gang of officers.
I fear for my life. Sometimes I'm even afraid to leave home. I'm even afraid when I'm driving because, of course, they know even my vehicle. They know me, they know my people because most of the time I work with my cousin and my niece. So we are just afraid. We don't know what will happen.
Her ordeal with the rogue officers started when her long-lost friend approached her with a deal that seemed too good to be true. She was asked to raise some money to buy and supply spare parts to a client at very handsome margins. She bought the lie, hook, line and sinker, sinking some 760,000 shillings into the dream deal that quickly turned into a nightmare.
He tells us, huyu mwindi amewalipa 300,000. If we can counter offer the 300,000, they can release us. When they arrested us, they picked our phones and threw them at the dashboard. But this time, they gave us back our phones na wakatuambia tuanze kutafuta pesa. Now I start calling people.
Julia believes that Mwaniki was working with 2 other officers from Kayole as well as 3 other business partners who conned her. Their game plan was to get more money from her aside from the capital she had put into the business. Unlike standard procedure, she was held in a car outside the station as she was forced to look for money to bribe the officers.
Pesa, unajua wewe ni mabusu leo. Unajua unaenda kuozea Lang'ata. Si utafute pesa ujitoe kwa hii shida. And I'm like, natafuta, lakini tupatieni time. Because while they're coming, all of them are abusing us and shouting at us at the same time. And then I tell them, simuongea polepole ili kusudi tusikizane, juu mkiongea na sauti, hata hatuwezi fikiria. But Judy at the back, he's just screaming. She's just screaming and these officers are just abusing her.
She was eventually released unconditionally when she failed to raise the money. Her hopes to have the 3 police officers disciplined, however, were dashed.
No, the policemen will be just disciplined inside, internally. My case will just be with Judy, but officers will be disciplined internally.
And they were still on duty at the police station when she saw the news of their engagement in the Eastleigh robbery. Julia also wants protection as she pursues justice and her money. Brenda Wanga, NTV.